Hello everybody! Welcome back to another live stream. Oh my god, it has been a long time. I have missed you guys so much. Hello. You can probably hear that my voice still isn't 100%. It is a lot better than it was for the off collab though, so you'll have to excuse me if I need to take little breaks in speaking. It's because yeah, my voice still isn't 100%. But yeah, how are you guys? Holy shit, I'm so happy to be back. It's been too long. I knew that this break was gonna be a very long one, but yeah, just I guess I wasn't expecting how much I was gonna just miss, you know, like the streaming, the daily kind of, almost daily streaming that we did together. I really missed you guys. Hello, hi, but I'm back, don't worry, I'm home finally. It took a while, and I want to say thank you everybody for your patience. I hope that you enjoyed some of the cool little things that happened while I was away. I told you that there were some cool stuff coming up, and I didn't lie, did I? ILUNA off collab. We finally got to meet in person and hang out and yeah, have like an actual off collab. And yeah, it was awesome. I also got to do the super duper song with my senpai, Iguchi senpai. And yeah, you guys seem to really like that. I loved seeing everybody's reactions online as it was going out. It was very exciting. And yeah, it was like it was I was very happy to finally see it go out, be put out and released. It was so good. Thank you. Thank you. Super duper was amazing. You guys did a really nice job. Thank you. Yeah, it was really, I was very happy to be able to sing with one of my incredibly talented JP senpais. Like I've looked up to Iguchi senpai's you know, just like their anything musical that they've done for quite a while, so it was really cool to be able to sing with them and yeah, just collaborate together. It was awesome, honestly. Yeah, and you sang Japanese again? I did. It was cool because it was like a mixture of both Japanese and English. It was really cool. And just singing harmonies together was yeah, it was really special. It was awesome. Sugoi. It was it was amazing. So I'm really glad that you guys enjoyed that. I hope everybody went and supported all the heroes, because yeah, it was a big day for them with the theme song coming out. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Love it when you sing in Japanese. Thank you so much. Oh, my throat. This is gonna be I haven't been using my voice as much over the last week or so, so I don't know how long the stream is gonna be, but I'm gonna try to make it as long as possible, because there's a lot to talk about. This trip was so much fun, so many big things happened, and just being able to meet you know, people for the first time. I guess, where do we begin? Thank you everybody so much for the becoming a part of the Alien Nation. Oh my god, I can't speak right now. Hey, you guys, I'm rusty, okay? I'm rusty. But hopefully in about a week we should be back to normal, you know? And my voice should be back to normal as well, so it's okay, it's okay. And thank you, Nyami. Thank you so much for the super. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and Kitty Cat, thank you very much. And Sai, thank you so much for the super. Thank you, thank you. Boop, boop, boop. And Seiyu, thank you so much for the super. Oh my god, there's so many people. So many people right now. Ne, Aka Super, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do you really want a kiss from me while I'm borderline sick? I don't want to get you sick. Hang on. I'll blow you a kiss. There you go. Thank you so much. I wanted to say okaeri, but I have to go to work now. I'll just put down the spata and go to work. Sag. Oh no! I hope that you'll be able to watch this VOD and enjoy. Thank you so much. Ne, thank you. Moiso-chan, thank you so much for the Akasupa as well. Mwah. Thank you. And they say, Ren, okaeri. Matte tayo. I missed you so much. But if you were having happy and fulfilling days, that would make me the happiest. I'm glad you made it back safely, even though I'm sure you were in a bad physical state at times. Yappari Ren ga daisuki. Tutu. Thank you so much. It's so sweet. Thank you, thank you. And Hotaru, thank you so much for the super as well. Kat, thank you so much for the super. Eartha, thank you so much for the super. You guys, thank you so much. What the hell? I missed you so much. I missed you guys so much. Where are you guys? Where are you right now? Okay, you know what? Where are you? Where are you? Hang on, hang on. It's been too long. It's been too long. Here you guys go. Would you? It's been... That one's a long time coming, so... There we go. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the support. The warm welcome back. I feel very, very loved. I feel very loved right now. Thank you so much. Hiroto. Thank you so much for the super. Arizotto. Oh, by the way, you guys, I still can't do falsetto. Want to hear me try to do falsetto right now? Ready? Falsetto. My voice is still fucked. I can't do any impressions or anything, which makes me sad. My voice is still broken. But you know what's important, you guys? And the most important thing that I've been able to reclaim? I can laugh again. I can kind of laugh again. See? See, I can kind of laugh again. Which is good. Because honestly, that was... You guys know when I've done streams where I've tried to suppress my laugh and you know, I'm just like, no, I don't laugh anymore. And you know how hard it is for me? That was kind of me on the on my trip where I couldn't laugh. And I felt it was the worst. It was the worst ever because I was meeting up with ILUNA and all my friends and stuff, and I feel like I couldn't laugh properly. I mean, you guys might have heard, I mean, you definitely probably heard me in the off collab, the ILUNA one, where I was laughing, but I was kind of doing these I was kind of like doing like these almost coffee kind of like pathetic little breathy laughs. That's all I could do. Dude, I couldn't, I felt so bad because like, you know, I wanted people to know that I was happy and stuff, but like I felt so depressing, you know, like I couldn't laugh properly. But hey, it's okay. I mean, I was sick, so we knew, yeah. I remember when we did the collab, a bunch of you guys in the comments were just like, yo, what the hell is wrong with Ren's voice? They're like, what the fuck? What's wrong with his voice? And I was like, oh my god, some people might think that, you know, like this is what I sound like, you know, in person kind of thing. Cause you know, when like your mic is changed and stuff, you know, you sound kind of different and stuff. And I was like, no, you guys, I'm just sick. I'm just really sick right now. I've lost my voice. I thought you were tired. I mean, I was tired, but that was the result of being sick, you know. We were worried. Oh, you don't have to be worried. It's okay. I was taken very good care of by my ILUNA members. Hi Neko, thank you so much for the Akasupa. Mwah. Welcome back, Ren. I was going crazy with feeling anxious. Honestly, I screamed, I miss you, Ren, in my room. Aw. However, I also worry about Ren's throat, so I want you to rest well. This thinking is fighting in my head. But now we can be enjoying again. I love you and always cheer for you. Aw, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sweet and kind words. But yeah, you guys, okay, let's talk about my vacation away. So you guys, yes, it was Japan that I went to, and I had been wanting to go to Japan for a very, very long time. I feel like Japan was kind of the last place that I really, really wanted to go on this planet. You know, I've been to a few places, and you know, like they were all cool. Like I've been to like America a bunch, and that was always a lot of fun. I've been to different places and stuff as well, but Japan was the place that I kind of really wanted to go to eventually one day. You know, like just because I really like the culture. I really like the, you know, just what I've seen online of you know, of the country. So yeah, I finally got off the plane. That's another thing as well, is like human transportation, you know, like planes and stuff, they're a little bit bumpy. They're not very, they're kind of primitive, I've got to say. I just wanted to experience it though, you know. I just wanted to experience it, and I gotta say, it was okay. It was okay. It's pretty bumpy though. You know, like I couldn't really sleep, you know. So by the time that I got there, I was pretty tired. You know, I had a good sleep, but I also was like full of adrenaline, and I was like looking around and stuff. And I've got to say, like, Tokyo was really, really cool, and so many people. Oh my gosh, so many people. It was so crowded. I mean, you know, I remember getting on the train for the first time after I got off my flight, and it was crammed. I felt like I was in a bento box, you know, like I was like right up against the wall, and just like holding on, you know. And it's like it was really funny. I don't know, I was like, holy shit, there's just so many people. And yeah, it was cool though. And the cities, they're just very like, they're very narrow. In the streets, yeah, the streets are just very narrow. But it was cool. It was really cool, honestly. It was so different from Australia, you know. So there was getting used to that at the very beginning. It was really cool. I got to go to a lot of different places and see a lot of different things, you know. Like I was in Tokyo for most of it, for the most part. Sora, thank you so much for the Akasupa. Okaeri nasai. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much. Mwah. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, that's another thing. I got to try out my Japanese a little bit while I was there. And I will say, at the very beginning, I was very kind of, I don't know why, but I was just very, because like I know a bit of Japanese, right? But like as soon as I got there, and then it's like, oh, now I've got the chance to use it, right? Like I got very in my head about just being like, well, what if I pronounce things wrong, and like very clearly, you know, like I'm not from here. You know, like I was like, I got in my head about that. But then, you know, I was like, well, I gotta try a little bit. Otherwise, like, all this is kind of for nothing. So there are a lot of times at the konbinis that I went to where, you know, I'd try out like a little bit of my Japanese, and but then I noticed that as soon as I did that, the people working at the counter, they just kind of assumed that I could speak fluently Japanese, and then they would answer like in Japanese, and I would miss little things, and I'd be like, oh, wait, they're actually replying in Japanese. Oh shit. You know what I mean? It was kind of like that. Sorry. It was kind of like that, and I'm like, wait, no, I only know a little bit, you know. So but the more I did it, the more I kind of like I expected you know, certain answers and stuff, and yeah, it was cool. It was like a really cool experience, you know, speaking Japanese with actual locals and stuff. So that was really cool. Like I mentioned, I was in Tokyo for most of it, but I did end up going to Kyoto, which was really cool. It was that was the time where I kind of like got to see a little bit more rural areas of Japan, a little bit more anyways. I went to some cool locations that had you know, like big temples and shrines and stuff, and they were really cool. You know, I love oh man, there were so many. I was such a tourist. Because I was just walking like through streets and stuff, and then I would just like I would look down a street, you know, and it'd have like a bridge and like water running underneath it and stuff, and I'd just be like, oh, this is a photo op moment. So, you know, I get out like my phone, take a picture of just a random ass street, and like I feel like people walking by, you know, they kind of looked at me and they're just like they kind of just look, and I'm just like, oh, do I look like an alien right now? Is my cover blown? Oh no, I think everybody knows, you know. But I've got a lot of pictures on my camera roll of just random streets and you know, like nature and stuff, because man, some of the areas in Kyoto were just beautiful, like so beautiful. Like you could, you know, such a photogenic place. Can you show some to us? Yeah, I think I might. I'll probably end up posting a lot of this stuff to Twitter and stuff as well. So, how was the Japanese grass? It was good, you guys. It was really good. The little that I did experience and see for my own two eyes, it was pretty good grass. Good grass touching. You know what? Maybe that's a reason why I kind of got sick, is because there wasn't enough grass to touch in Tokyo, you know? It was mostly concrete, you know? So I think that this alien kind of got a little bit, you know, like grass deficient. You know? A little bit. Hang on a sec. Sorry, I'm just dying. Hang on. Ugh. You guys don't want to hear these coughs right now. They're so like, it's so gross. Okay. But yeah, I did a little bit of that, and then I went to Osaka, which was really a cool place as well. And that was actually the first place where I met up with some Niji people, some Niji friends. Asteria, thank you so much for the Akasupa. Welcome back home, Ren. Ren, miss you so much. Hope your throat will fully recover soon. Please rest whenever you need. You know we'll always wait for you. Had really busy weeks when you were away, but no matter how chaotic my days are, I always find my balance through your existence. Aw, thank you, Asti. Mwah. Thank you so much. I'm glad to see you again. I'm glad to be back. Thank you. Tsuyusaki, thank you so much for the Akasupa as well. Mwah. I did my study abroad in Kyoto, and it's my favorite place in Japan. So I'm really glad you liked it. I hope you can see Kyoto during cherry blossom or autumn leaf season. It looks way prettier then. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see the cherry blossoms, but I feel like I might die to the hay fever, you know, like I get pretty bad hay fever. So, but what I did see of it was beautiful. I really liked Kyoto. Oh, before I talk about Osaka, Kyoto, you know how I mentioned I went to some shrines and some temples? Well, I went to one temple that was really cool. They had like these giant statues, and you know, like pictures don't do them justice. You know, I took photos on my phone, and I'm just like, these look like shit. I'm like, you gotta be here you gotta see this in person to like appreciate it. You know what I mean? But there was one temple that I went to, and it had this pillar, right? There were a bunch of pillars like inside the temple holding it up, right? And there was one pillar that they cut out like a hole through the pillar. It was a big ass pillar as well, like pretty wide, pretty thick, you know? And they cut out a hole along the bottom that people could crawl through. And it was a really small hole. And if you crawled through it, apparently you were blessed with good luck. So there was like a line of, people lining up and, crawling through, trying to get through. Yeah, and a lot of the people were, like kids and stuff, because they're smaller, they could get through it easier. But like the hole was big enough for some adults and stuff, depending on your build. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this. Because I've got claustrophobia, and I've had that kind of growing up, and I just don't like tight spaces. I would never do like caving or anything. Like, fuck that. Like, I would never. I hate that shit. But anyways, I was there in the temple, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta try this. It's something inside me was like, I know that this is gonna be scary for you, but you gotta try this, right? So I lined up, and and I got close to the end of the line, and as I got closer, I'm like, oh my god, this hole is like really small. Like, can I actually fit through this? And my first attempt, I tried. I like got down, and like, okay, so the hole was like, you had to put both of your arms up, right? You have up over your head, and you had to fit your arms in first, because if you put one arm in and the other arm, like, you would get stuck, right? You would get stuck. So when I realized that, I was like, oh shit, oh my god, and I kind of like, like panicked a little bit, and I was like, ooh. Wait, I just need a second. So I backed out of the hole. And I'm just like, you guys go ahead. And I had to like pump myself up, right? And it was funny because there were a few people on the other side that were kind of like cheering me on. They're like, you got this. It was so cute. And like some of them like couldn't speak English, but they were still like, they're like, yeah. Come buddy, you got this. And I was like, okay, no, I gotta do this. And I tried again for a second time. I put both of my arms up over my head and kind of like shimmied myself. I was like a little worm. I feel I was a little worm, like shimmying through the tiny little hole. And I was a little bit worried until I finally got like my hands, like I could reach and grab the outside of the hole. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I can get through. And I was like shimmying, and just like, it's funny. I got, yeah, I got like halfway through and just my legs, I was like kicking my legs like and I finally got through and I was like, yes. And I was filled with so much like adrenaline because like, you know, like the claustrophobia, it was getting to me, but I got through, you guys, and I was blessed with good luck, I guess. Even though I got sick later, maybe because I chickened out the first time, maybe it turned into bad luck and I got cursed with sickness. I don't know, but I was really proud of myself for that. You know, I faced my fears. It was good. It's good. But yeah. Ren, even if you're a worm, we still love you. Thank you. It was an interesting experience. Hang on a sec. Ah, my nose is feeling blah. Oh, blocked. Okay. Hang on, I might need to get up for a second, so I'll be right back, you guys. Sorry. I am still sick, so I'll be right back. Hey God. I'm back. Hello. Sorry about that. Went to get some cough medicine. And I got these little, what are these, like cough drops or something? They're honey flavored. Nice. But anyways, sorry about that. Hello, I'm back. Would you? Yeah. So there was that. That was kind of my time before a lot of Niji people. But anyways, then there was the first time that I met some Niji people in Japan. So I went to meet up with Pomu, Luca. Wait, who is there? I'm getting confused. Hang on. Pomu, wait. it feels like so long ago now. Pomu, Koto. Oh yeah, Koto was there. Petra. I'm trying to remember. What were your first impressions of everyone? Okay, let's start with Pomu. So Pomu, I remember I was going to meet up with her, and I was catching the train to go there, and she messaged me, and she's just like, oh, I'll be here. I'll be like outside the train station. And I didn't really know like what to expect. Like I didn't know what Pomu looked like in person. So so I kind of just, I got outside of the train station, and I saw this person who was like leaning up against a wall, and like I saw they were on their phone, and I was like, is it? Wait, is it? And and I kind of like I speed walked up like next to her, and just like I kind of like I leaned against the wall, you know, like a little distance away from her, and I just kind of like I glanced over slightly just trying to see if she even noticed me, and then she kind of like she looked up from her phone and kind of looked over at me, and we both like looked at each other, and I'm like Pomu? I'm like, Poem? And she's like, she pogged, and she was like, I was like, okay, there's the pog. I know, it's her, it's her. And then I was like, hey. Gave her a big hug, and I was like, yo, this is so cool, this is so cool. And it was very surreal meeting her for the first time, and just hearing her voice like in person, you know. This is with anybody, any internet friend you meet for the first time. It's so surreal and crazy hearing, you know their voice, but like hearing it not coming out of like speakers or like headphones, like you hear it there in person, and you're like, whoa, you know. It was really, really cool. And yeah, and we just kind of talked, and we just like walked together and just talked about Japan and how things had been, and yeah, it was really, really cool. We just went to where did we go? We went to this cool place. I can't remember the name of it, but she went to this she took us to this cool place that had a bunch of little rides and stuff around. And we started walking there, and we just wanted to, oh shit, I'm so sick, you guys, I'm sorry. Hang on. Blah, sorry. Yeah, anyways, she was the one with the directions, so I just followed her because I was hopeless. I had never been there before, and I just followed her, and we went and met up with Petra, and Petra was already there waiting, I think. So when I went and saw Petra for the first time, I was just like, hey Petra, oh my god. And it was crazy once again, just hearing their voices in person. It was so surreal. And oh, and then poor Pomu and Petra had to try to find food for me to eat. I felt so bad. I felt so bad because I feel like I'm so difficult. Does she swear a lot? I feel like Petra doesn't swear as much in person. I don't think. She still does a little bit, but not as much in person. Yeah, so they were trying to find me food. Ugh. Blah. Stupid sickness. Nah, these coughs, man. Let me just vibe for a bit. Were you sick by the time of meeting up with them? No, I wasn't. I was perfectly fine back then. Yeah. But anyways, so they were trying to find me food, and they're like, oh, Ren, so what do you like? And I'm like, like, what is there around here? Like, I could have rice. And they're like, what, just rice? And I'm like, I don't mind, like, yeah, like salted rice or something. And they're like, Ren, we're not getting you salted rice. Like, you gotta have something more than that. I'm like, oh, okay, well, what else is there? And they're like giving me option after option. I'm just like, I don't know about it, because there's like meat in everything, pretty much. There's so much meat in Japan. And I knew that was gonna be a kind of problem for me going to Japan. So the food, I know for a lot of people going to Japan, like the food is the highlight. Like they love the food. For me, I felt like I was very, you know, I was just trying to get by on konbini food and stuff, you know. Have you tried sushi? Yeah, I did have a bit of sushi while I was there. It was really good. I think that me, Pomu, and Petra sorry, decided on, what was it? Thai food? Maybe? Was it? It was some kind of rice dish that they got for me. And I was like, thank you so much. Yeah. Well, this is harder to Zatsu than I thought it would be. I'm sorry, everybody. I might have to break this up into 2 different streams, just so I can tell stories without being annoying. But yeah, we got some food there, and yeah, we just kind of hung out and just like talked about, you know, just like meeting people for the first time and stuff. Oh yeah, and then Kotaka came and met up with us as we were having dinner, and it was really cool meeting her for the first time. She was very like she's very like energetic, I feel like. Yeah, they were all really sweet in person. And then after that, we went to you know how I mentioned that this place that she took us, like it had little rides and stuff. Well, we went on like this like Ferris wheel that had like karaoke built in it, and that was really cool. We were like way up in the air, like singing our hearts out and stuff. It was awesome. And then there was another little ride. I don't know why I decided to go on this one like so early in the day, but it was a water ride, you know. And like as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I gotta ride this, you know. And they're like, are you sure, you know, like you wanna ride this one? I'm like, yeah, I'll go in the front, like I'll sit right in the front of the boat. And they're like, really, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. Oh, Mello is there as well, that's right. Yeah, and Mello came a little bit later, I think. And yeah, and she joined me in the water ride, and I sat at the very front. And then when it did the drop, you know, I don't know what I was expecting, but yeah, I got like so much water like on my face and stuff, and my hair was drenched, and I was like, oh shit, I need like a new shirt. So yeah, because I was that wet. So we went clothes shopping after that, and I got like a new shirt in Japan, and I found one shirt that it kind of had like it was the Earth, right? And there was like this little bunny mascot like walking on the Earth or something. I can't remember. You guys probably know like the bunny. How do I describe them? I think they're wearing like a dress or something. But anyways, I saw that shirt and I'm like, I'm gonna get this one. And they're like, oh, that's so cute. And I'm like, yeah, it's because it reminds me of a Yoshi egg. And Pomu's like, of course it's because it reminds me of a Yoshi egg. Oh yeah, it was Miffy. It was Miffy shirt, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it looks like the Earth looks like a Yoshi egg. And they're like, Ren, never change. And yeah, so I got that one, and then we kind of just walked around, just hanging out for the day. It was a lot of fun. And then later that night, we Pomu really wanted to go to a haunted house, and she'd been talking about it a little bit before. And she was like, will anyone do the haunted house with me? And I was like, I will. I like put my hand up straight away. I'm like, yes, I will go on the haunted house with you. And then it was so funny, like both Mello and Kotaka were like, they didn't want to do it. And I'm like, come on, Koto, you gotta do it. And we had to break into like small groups, and we did like I think rock paper scissors or something for the groups, and it ended up with me and Kotaka, and the others went in together. And I was like, don't worry, Koto, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm with you. Don't worry. Just hold on tight. And then when I said that, she really took that to heart. She like held on so tight to, like, she linked arms with me, and she was like pressed up against me, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be all right. Just follow me, okay? And we were in line for it. And she's like. What she kept saying, like, muddy. And I'm like, daijoubu, it's okay. I'm here. And then I remember they put us in, and it started playing in Japanese. And then I think the guy realized that I couldn't really understand it very well, so he changed it to English for me. Because I looked like I wasn't scared at all, so he was probably just like, oh, we gotta try to actually scare this dude, you know? So put it in English, but it didn't make a difference at all. I was just like, yeah, let's go. And Kota just had like her face like head down. She put like on her hoodie or something, and she's just like looking directly at the ground. And I'm like, I was describing everything that was happening to her. I'm just like, oh, look, the door opened. Oh my gosh, there's a ghost kind of, and she's just like, shut up, Ren. It was really funny. Sorry. And anyways, so we kept progressing through, and it was pretty creepy in ways, you know, like there were some pretty lifelike like dummies and stuff, like some having like needles in their eyes and stuff, and I was describing all of it to Koto. And oh, sorry. I'm so congested, fuck. And I was yeah, sorry, where was I? I was describing all of it to Koto, and she, every time like a noise would happen or whatever, she'd jump and she'd like scream in my ear, and I'd be like, Koto, it's okay, Koto, don't worry. And she was just like, I remember she was just like, she was squeezing my arms so tight, and I'm just like, I'm like, holy shit, she's terrified of like everything, damn. And it got to the point where I kept describing things, and then she just had enough, and she just like started taking charge and just walking through the haunted house while like grabbing onto me, and I'm like, wait, I want to experience this. And she didn't say anything. She just like walked with her head down, just like really fast, trying to get us through the maze. And I was like, no, what the hell, my money. Yeah, it was really funny. And she did not like it, but I had fun. It was really good. And we got out there, and I think Mello was pretty scared as well. Like Pomu seemed to have a very good time. Maybe if it was Pomu and I, we would have been like, hey, look, oh my god, a dead person, woo, look, a ghost, you know? Yeah, Pomu was really enjoying it, but it was a lot of fun. And that was the day that we kind of met for the first time, and it was really, really cool. And then Pomu had to go, and I said goodbye, gave her a big hug, and yeah. What was the next time that I met people? Let's see. Apparently Petra was like Koto and Pomu. Oh yeah, I don't think Petra liked it either. Like Petra was screaming a bit as well, I think. Yes, Universal. Okay. So this was the day that I finally got to meet a lot of people. Oh, the day before though, or was it the day before that? I can't remember. But Mari was there, and I got to meet up with Mari, and we went out to like to dinner together, and it was really nice. We went to a place called what was it, Donton Bordi or something? Is that what it's called? Does that ring a bell to you guys? Don Bordi? Donton Bordi. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, we went out there and it was really cool. It was yeah, once again super crowded, like very popular place. I saw Spider-Man there. Spider-Man was jumping around and stuff. I was like, what are you doing here, Spider-Man? You're confused. Oh, I forgot. I actually met up with some more Niji people before that, so I'm getting ahead of myself. There was one night before that Shu was there. Shu was there, and Luca was there, and I went to go and meet up with them both. So I went to I can't remember which area it was in, but we decided to go to a restaurant together, and I was a little bit late because I was trying to figure out the trains, and I think I got on the wrong train. I got on the wrong train, and I was like, oh shit. And then I quickly got off the train, and luckily in Japan, if you get on the wrong train, it's pretty easy to get back on track pretty quickly, I think. You know, because they got trains on loops and stuff, and they got trains like running every like 5 minutes or something in different countries and stuff. If you get on the wrong train, you're kind of fucked. You know, like it'll take you like an hour to get back on track. But in Japan, it's like, it's quite a bit easier with that stuff. So that was good. Oh, and another thing is there were multiple times on this trip where I was trying to work out how to get somewhere, you know, with the trains. And, you know, just locals would see that I was a little bit confused, and they would come up to me and they'd just be like, oh, you know, and they don't know English super well, but like they're just like which station, and I'd be like, oh, this one here, and then they'd be so sweet, and they'd be like, oh, follow me, and they'd be just like, I'm kind of like a lost puppy, just like following them, just being like, oh, this way, and they're like, yeah, and then they'd put me on the right track. And there was this one guy that he did that, and he was on the same train as me, and he got me on that train, and he's like, yeah, okay, now get off at your stop. And I was like, okay, thank you, arigato. And then like he'd go sit on the other side of the train, and you know, we'd just be like commuting together. And I noticed, like, when I got to my stop, like I got off the train, and I noticed that he was kind of looking over at me. He was making sure that I got off on the right stop, and like through the window of the train, like he gave me like a thumbs up, and I'm like, yeah, thank you, thumbs up back to him. Like, people in Japan are so nice, you guys. Like they didn't even know me, but like he, you know, like it was so sweet. But anyways, yeah, I finally got to the restaurant with Luca and Shu, and this was my first time meeting Shu, and he was just like, he was just so like, I don't know what other word to describe him, but just wholesome. Like, he's such a sweet guy. you know, he's kind of like, he's got like a, I don't know, it's like he's confident, but he's also like, he's confident, but he's also kind of like withdrawn a little bit. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but like he was just Shu. Like he was even Shu port in real life as well, because I remember Luca was just like, he's like, oh shit, I forgot like to charge my phone before I came, and then all of a sudden Shu's just like, oh, he's like, oh, I got you, and he just pulls out like a bag and he's like, he's rummaging through his bag, and then he just brings out like a cable with like a power bank, and then Luca's just like, oh, thanks. And I remember that was one of my first impressions of Shu. I'm like, oh my god, he's actually Shu port in real life. I loved it. Yeah, and I remember just talking to him, and you know, I was just like, oh, this is my first time in Japan, and he's like, oh, so cool. And he was like, oh, by the way, this restaurant, like, it's got like robots that serve you. And I was like, what? I was like, robots? They've got robots at this restaurant? And I was so excited. And she was like, he's kind of like laughing at me because I was so excited. I'm like, robots. And he's just kind of like laughing. And then finally the robot came out and served us. And it was like this little cat tower Roomba robot. And it had like its face and its eyes were emoting and stuff. And it was like, it's like arigatou gozaimasu. And it's like talking to me and stuff. And I was like freaking out. And she was just like laughing at me. It is I got a video of it because I'm being a alien tourist, and it was so funny. I said he made us goodie bags full of candy. Aww, dude, she was such a sweetheart. Like, honestly, I don't know, something about Shu's humor and stuff. Like he's got like such a like a wholesome like sense of humor. I don't know if that really makes sense, but like, I remember there was this one night when we were talking about, we were having this heated argument over like who would win, you know, the original 151 Pokemon or, you know, the US military. and he was like, he kept bringing up like points, and he's like, oh yeah, but what about like the legendary birds, you know? And we'd all like stop and consider. We'd be like, yeah, the legendary birds like Zapdos, they could do some real damage, you know? And like and then like when we think the argument was over, like she would be like, oh, but what about Magmar? Like, what about Magmar? It was so funny, dude. Yeah, it was awesome meeting Shu. I really love Shu. He's a really sweet guy. And yeah, and obviously I'd met Luca before, and it was good seeing him again, like in a foreign country, and just being like, someone familiar, you know. It was really cool. And yeah, after we had our dinner, what did we have again? I think I had oh yeah, for dinner I just ordered dessert. And she was like, aren't you gonna get like dinner? Because I kept like opening the page to the desserts. And he's like, you really have a sweet tooth, don't you? And I was just like, yeah. But I got this kind of cherry sundae dessert thing for dinner. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You guys, I don't follow the rules when it comes to dinner, dessert, you know. There's no sequence. You have what you feel like, okay? That's what it is. All right. So I had that, and it was very yummy. Very yummy. It's good. And then after that, we decided to walk around. We went to a place. They have them everywhere. It's like a gigantic store with like everything. And it's got like King Dedede as the mascot. It's not actually King Dedede, but it's like this penguin. What is it? It's like a Don Quixote? Don Quixote? Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I remember, and I was like, Shu took us there, and I'm just like, yo, why? I'm like, why is the mascot of this place King Dedede? and Shu's like, King Dedede? He started laughing. He's like, what the? He's like, it's not King Dedede, and I'm like, oh, it's not. And he's like, no. It's a different guy, and I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. So we went through there. We were looking at Mishu and Luca. We were looking at like a bunch of different sections and stuff. We went up to like the Louis Vuitton section. I don't know why we did, but we were like looking around, just being like, oh shit, like look at this, damn. Like, should we all like buy matching ones of these? You know, the Louis Vuitton, the fancy section, and then and then we just we're like walking kind of aimlessly, right? And then we got to, I don't know if the others have talked about this on stream, but it was pretty funny, and it was, I'm gonna talk about it here because it was just funny. But we were just walking aimlessly, and we ended up in this section of the store where there's a little bit more like, how do you say? It's a little bit more of an adult section. We got to that, yeah, saucy, kind of saucy section. And then we didn't even like try to go there. We just ended up there and we're like, oh, whoa, how do we get here? And and then we walked past this like this capsule machine. Lingerie, there was a little bit of lingerie. I was like, oh damn, this actually looks pretty good. But we walked past this capsule, and she was just like, oh yeah, try your luck. And I'm like, oh, I think he was just doing it as a joke. But then I was like, oh yeah, sure. And then I pulled out money, and he's like, oh, hey yo. And I'm like, okay, let's try my luck. Let's see what we're gonna get. And I like, I put my money in, and then like turned the thing, and then I got like a capsule. Yeah, it was a gacha. And I was like, oh, what's it gonna be? And then I opened it up. Sorry, I'm dying. I opened it up and I'm just like, okay, what's it gonna be, boys? What's it gonna be? And it was something squishy. It was something squishy and hollow. And I was like, whoa, oh my god, holy shit, like they're putting this stuff in like gacha machines, holy shit. And then, at that point I was looking for because I was getting little presents for everyone in ILUNA for when I met them for the first time. So I got like I got Mari's, Scarle's, Aya's, and I got Kyo's, and I was only missing Aster's. So I was looking for something for Aster, and then I told Luca and Shu that before, and then Shu's just like, oh, he's like, well look, you found something for Aster. And I was like, there's no fucking way I'm giving this to Aster. I've never even met him in person before. Like, that would be so... And I was like, Shu, no. So like, I got that, and then I'm like discreetly on the way out of the building, I'm like trying to find like a trash can to discreetly just put it in the trash. You know what a thing about Japan is like, it's really hard to find trash cans. The amount of times that I went up to people, like store clerks, and I was like, sumimasen, gomibako ga doko desu ka? And they'd be like, nai. And I'd be like, daijoubu. You know? Yeah, so, no, I did find a place to throw it away, though. But And the funny thing is later I told Aster about that, and he's like, that would have been so funny. And I'm like, no, it would have been so weird. I couldn't have, there's no way. So it was really funny. But anyways, after that, we went our separate ways, and yeah, that was my first experience meeting Shu. It was very funny. Yeah. I heard you can find trash cans in convenience stores. Some of them had them, yeah. That's mostly where I went to throw trash away. It sounded like it was a blast. It was, yeah. Okay, and then the next time, yeah, I met up with Mari in that one super busy place that mostly had meat food. I think I went with her and we had dinner, and I ordered something that said it was vegetarian, and then they came out. And I started eating it, and I realized that there were little bits of meat in it. And then Mari was like, "Oh, are you okay? Like, is that?" And I'm like, "Oh no, it's good. I'll just pick them out." Yeah. So I felt rude because like the side of my bowl had like a bunch of like meat on the outside. And I know that in Japan it's kind of rude to leave your food, right? But like I didn't really have any choice, so yeah. But anyways, but it was still good. The rest of the food was good. And then the day after, or the day after that, I think, it was Universal, which I was super looking forward to, because I was gonna meet a bunch of people there for the first time. I was gonna meet Kyo, I was gonna meet Enna, I was gonna meet, who else went there? Sunny was there, who I've already met before, but it was awesome to be able to get to hang out again. I was gonna meet Hex there, and yeah, so I was really looking forward to that day. When I got there, who was it? It was oh, before that, I got to meet the first member of ILUNA that I hadn't met before was Aia. I remember we were staying in the same hotel, different rooms and stuff, but like I remember I was getting ready to meet her for the first time, and we were messaging on Discord. Sorry, I gotta keep pausing because I'm really sick, for anybody who's just getting here right now. But anyways, so yeah, we were messaging on Discord, just being like, oh, okay, so we're gonna meet in the morning, so come down at this time. And I was on time, but I think she was expecting for me to be late, which, you know, fair enough. I'm usually late to everything. And she was just like, oh, I'll meet you down at the lobby at this time. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And then I got into the elevator to go down to the lobby. And I was just like, I was just checking my phone, the messages. And then before I got down to the lobby, the elevator opened, and somebody got in, and it was this girl. This girl got into the elevator and just stood next to me, and then she looked at me. She looked at me like with this really like obvious like side eye, this like bombastic side eye. It was like looked over at me, and then I looked back at her, looked down at her, and I was just like kind of gave this knowing look. And she's like, Ren? And I'm like, Aya? And it was so funny. It was just like, it was honestly, I wish people could have seen the meeting because it was so perfect. We just kind of like double took each other, and we're like, oh my god, hey. Oh my gosh. And was there another person in the elevator? I think there might have been. I think they were just kind of standing awkwardly, just looking at us, and I can't remember if there was another person. I think there was. It was the orange pants. No, I wasn't wearing the orange pants just then. I was just wearing my my regular jeans. I think that she said that that's one of the reasons that she recognized me though, because I've got like a pair of skinny jeans, right? Like that I usually wear, and I guess she took one glance at that because she was looking down at the start when she got in the elevator. So I think she just looked at my jeans and like my Connies, and then she was like, oh my god, realized it was me. And yeah, I was like, Aya, and then we got out of the elevator, gave each other a big hug, and yeah, it was just once again very surreal, and just hearing each other's voices for the first time in person. But it was like, I don't know, it's like as soon as we started talking, like it was just so natural, like because you know, because all of us in ILUNA, we've talked so much before, so it wasn't weird, and it wasn't too surreal for too long, you know what I mean? It's kind of like we just kind of slid into it being normal, you know? Yeah, and being comfortable with each other. It was really cool. Yeah, and I just remember my first impressions of Aya in person. Hang on a sec. Sorry. So my first impressions of Aya in person was that she's very funny. She's very just like, you know, very witty. I mean, you know, just like she is online, you know, like she's just hilarious. Like so many of the jokes that she just makes on the spot, I'm just like, oh my god, Aya. And another thing about her in real life is like she's very like she's got a lot of energy, right? She's like very she's got that gremlin energy as well. Like so many times she'll like I'll just walk around a corner and she'll be standing there like T-posing or like doing like a gremlin stance and just like bouncing up and down. So many times. And I remember like we were at a staircase. And she went up first, and then I went up after her, and then I turned the corner to look at the top of the staircase, and she's standing there like in her gremlin pose. It was like I was facing a boss. It was like Dark Souls, where, you know, like you see like the enemy at the top of the staircase, and they're just standing there, and you see the health bar, and you're like, oh fuck, oh shit, do I have enough potions? Like it was like that with Aya in real life. It's so funny. Aya and I got along really well, and yeah, man, she had like, her luggage was like she must have packed a decent amount, because it was pretty chunky, her luggage. I think she named her luggage Shrek at one point, because it was just like, it was so chunky and it had layers, you know, like so funny. I had to help her with Shrek a couple times going up some stairs and stuff, because Shrek, you know, Shrek was a little bit of a bitch. Like he was just like, you know, it's just too chunky. We needed a little bit of, you know, we need a bit of a helping hand with that. So yeah, not the Shrek slander. When we were thinking names for it, I'm like, what about Mike Wazowski? And she's just like, no, it's a Shrek. It's like, it's a big boy. Yeah. So yeah, hung out with Aya quite a bit before we met everybody, and then me and Aya and Mari, and who else? I'm trying to remember who was in the group when we went to Universal. We had a little group that went there. I think it was Aster. Yeah. And we got there and we were early, I think. That's right, you guys. Ren Zotto, he was early. That's right. Everybody remember that, okay? And we were waiting for people to get there. And I was waiting specifically for Kyo. I was like, okay, Kyo's gonna be here. Kyo's gonna be here sometime, you know, like, and I was waiting. I knew what I was looking out for. I was looking out for, you know, like, I was looking out for the cotton candy hair and the zipper earring. You know, I was looking around. I got up on top of like a bench at one point, and I was like looking around, like above everybody, the crowd of the sea of heads. You know, I was looking around, looking for Kyo, and then finally, I saw him in the crowd, and he stood out. I was like, okay, there he is. I finally see him in person. And he hadn't noticed any of us. And I was like, oh, now's my chance. And I was like, he hasn't noticed us. So I kind of like, I snuck around like really. I was moving like a ninja through the crowd, you guys. I was like, and then I did like this wide kind of arc behind him. And then I like ran up to him and grabbed him. I like gave him like a big like surprise hug from the back. And I was like, hey! And in his face, I remember his face. It wasn't like a smile. It wasn't like surprise. It was just like a he did that face. He did like a this motherfucker kind of face. That was my first impression of Kyo. In person, he just gave this like he's done with everything kind of face. He's just like this motherfucker. And I'm just like, hey. And then when he did that face, I just like started laughing, and I'm just like, hey, you're here. Hi. And then I was like, heh heh heh, and I did like this kind of like, because I knew that I got him, you know, so I did this kind of like this like giggle to myself, and I was like, heh heh heh. And then I was like this way. And then he just kind of followed me back to the group. But it was so funny. It was, you know, I can't imagine it going any differently than it did. It was yeah, it was awesome to finally talk to him and meet him in person. Once again, just hearing his voice in person, like yeah, he's got such like a, you know, such a recognizable voice, you know, so like and it kind of cuts through the noise a little bit as well. So like there were a number of times where I'm like, if we're gonna get recognized, it's gonna be through Kyo. You know what I mean? Because he's just got such a distinct voice. But yeah, he came over and was with the group and stuff, and I was really happy because we were together, like all of us were ILUNA were slowly meeting each other in person, so I was very, very happy. And then next person that I met, I think Mello and Koto came after that, and then I remember Enna came over as well. I can't remember who Enna was with, who she like came up to me with, but I remember meeting Enna, and I was just like, oh my god, Enna, yo, it's so nice to meet you in person, kind of thing. And she was just like, I don't know, she was just like so like just kind of like smiley and happy, and I don't know, I was just like and it was like very wholesome in real life, like she is online and stuff as well, like when she wants to be, you know, like, but But she was just very, very wholesome, and I was just getting very like good vibes from her. And I remember one of the first things she said to me, she's like, oh hey Ren, and then we hugged each other. And then one of the first things she asked me, she's just like, okay, so Ren, I've got an important question for you. And I was like, oh okay, we're getting serious. What's up? And then she's like, so tell me honestly, how are you so happy all the time? She's like, how are you so happy? And I'm like, and I was trying to think. And I was like, I think I gave like this really generic answer. I was just like, well, you've just gotta like, you know, you've just gotta be grateful for what you have or something. I said some really generic answer. And then, yeah, I was just like, you just gotta be grateful for what you have or something like that. And she just looked at me with this deadpan face and was just like, thanks. She's like, thanks, Ren. And I'm just like, I don't know how to explain it like more like you know, and I was I was just kind of put on the spot. Sorry. Yeah, it was so funny though. She was just like, wow, thanks. And yeah, we walked together a lot and just kind of talked about all things Niji and just meeting each other and stuff in person. And yeah, it was an amazing day. I also got to meet Hex for the first time there as well. I remember Hex walking up to me and I was just like, yo, is that Hex? And I went and said hi, and he's just like, Hex is always just like, he's always been such a sweet guy to me, and you know, he's just always like really respectful, really really down to earth. I really like him, and meeting him in person was no different. Like, he was very you know, it came up like gave me a hug and was just like, yo, I'm so excited to be able to meet you for the first time. I was like, me too, dude. Like, it's so cool that everybody's here together. And yeah, and yeah, Hex he kind of like had a little bit of drip as well, you know, like I was I liked his outfit. He kind of had like a bunch of hang on a sec. Sorry. He had like a bunch of like rings and kind of jewelry on and stuff, and yeah, chains and stuff. Yeah, he was very drippy, very drippy. It was really cool. It was really cool, and yeah, he was just such a nice guy. Like, multiple times on you know, like throughout the day, he'd come up to me and like be like, hey, do you want a glass of water or something? And I was just like, yo, Hex is so sweet, you know, like super sweet. And yeah, it was man, just meeting everybody, it was just like, it was so cool, you guys. I had a lot of fun. Who else? I'm trying to remember if I got everybody. I think that was all for Universal. Pretty sure. Kyo told the story of how he took charge during lunch and girl bossed all over the place. I mean, yeah, Kyo was like he was pretty like girl boss, I gotta say. He did like a lot of like organizing and stuff when it was like coming to getting food and stuff, because like when you're in a theme park and you got like a big group and stuff, sometimes it's hard to get like everybody to do the same things. So he was just like, okay, what are we doing? We're doing this, blah blah blah. And then we're all just like, yeah, thank you Kyo, you know. And then we just like follow Kyo, our woman, let's go. Did you get to meet Sunny? Yeah, Sunny was there as well, that's right. I had met Sunny before, NIJISANJI off collab, but it was awesome to see Sunny again. I was just like, yo, Sunny, what's up, you know. And like yeah, it was just like, you know, just slot back into like how we were back in Australia, you know. Sonny, my man, Pog. Yeah, it was good. And then we went to, I think the first place we went to was, I think it was Nintendo World, which I was super excited about. I actually went there one time before on my trip there, so I had already been there once before, and I told people, and then Kyo just like, why are you so excited to go? You've already been there, Ren. You've already been there. I'm just like, yeah, but it's Nintendo World. It's because I've been there. I know how awesome it is. You know, I was so excited for it. And yeah, so yeah, that was my second time that I went there. Yeah, we lined up for the entrance. We're also excited, and we're like doing like the Super Mario music. We're like ba 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 da ba ba da da da. It was awesome. And then we finally went through the warp pipe, and everybody was like super excited. We went out through the castle and saw the view of Nintendo World. And even on my second time seeing it, I was just like, this is so incredible. Like, they do such a good job of immersing you in Nintendo World. You know, it's only a small section of the park, but it is so like everywhere you look, there's Mario stuff, you know, like everywhere you look, it's like perfect photo, you know, like opportunity. It was amazing. It was really, really amazing. And yeah, it was really cool. First thing we went to was the Mario Kart ride. And I was like, this way, you guys, because I knew where it was. I'm like, we gotta go to Bowser's Castle, follow me. And then like I'm kind of walking through at like a pretty fast pace. Oh, that's another thing. I feel like Kyo and I, we walk really fast. I don't know why, we just walk really, really fast. I guess we've got long legs. But I remember multiple times throughout the day, Kyo and I were walking, and then we kind of looked behind us, and our group is like so far in the distance, and we're just like, oh shit, I guess we gotta slow down a little. The large legs, yeah. But there was a little bit of that on the way to Bowser Castle. Then we got inside. The line for Bowser's Castle was really, really cool. They had like a big Bowser stone statue in it. I'm sure I can post a picture of that sometime on Twitter. It was really, really cool. And yeah, so pretty much the ride is like, it's half dark ride, half like AR. Is it AR? You put on glasses and then you can see like all the Nintendo characters as you're driving. It was really cool. And I went in a cart with Kyo. I was sitting next to Kyo. And I remember we're just kind of like, we're going through it, and Kyo's like cussing out all of like the enemies and stuff, and and I kept pointing out Yoshi. I'm like, Kyo, there's Yoshi over there, and he kept missing it. VR, no, it wasn't like VR, it was like AR, I think, augmented reality, where it's like you see it through the glasses itself. Yeah. But I kept pointing out Yoshi, and Kyo kept missing it, and I was just like, Kyo, it's literally right there, and it's just like, I can't see him. And then we got through it, and through the ride, you're supposed to be like firing shells and stuff and getting points and stuff, because it's very interactive. It was really cool. And then at the end of the ride, the scores popped up, and Kyo beat my score. Kyo got more points than me in a Mario Kart game. And I was like, what? I was shocked. I was like, what the fuck? And then as soon as he noticed that he got a higher score than me, he started laughing his head off. And I'm just like, I was like, okay, this isn't the same as Mario Kart. Okay, I was like, I was trying to enjoy the ride. You know, I was trying to enjoy the ride. You know, I wasn't super focused on getting the most points. And it's just like, yeah, whatever, Ren. I finally beat you in something that's like Mario related. So, you know, like, so he would not let me live that down. When he got off the ride, he was like telling the others that he beat me. He was telling everybody that he got a higher score than me, and I was like, ah, shit. I'm never gonna live this down. But yeah, there was that. That was a really fun ride. Then we went into the gift store. There were a lot of they've got so much cool merch in Nintendo Land. I think that's one of its they've only got 2 rides in Nintendo World. Nintendo World and Nintendo Land. I think it's Nintendo World. Yeah. They've only got 2 rides, but they've got so much like merchandise and stuff. Like I bought a lot. I bought a Yoshi hat. I bought a Yoshi hat. Did Kyo buy one? I can't remember if Kyo bought one. I wanted to have a matching one with him though, but I can't remember if he bought one or not in the end. I also got a Yoshi headband where Yoshi's just kind of sitting on your head. It's really cute. I got Yoshi cookies. I got these like a bunch of Yoshi figures that stacked on top of each other like a pyramid. It was really, really cute. I got what else? What else did I get? I got a lot of things from Nintendo World, you guys. That's where all of my money went. For the rest of the trip, I was being really conservative with my money. Yeah, so I was not spending a lot, and then I got to Nintendo World and I just went to town. I spent so much money. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I bought anyways. It was great. And then we went to the Yoshi ride. After that, we got a fast pass for that one. I think we had fast passes for both, which was really good, actually. Because I remember the first time that I went to Nintendo World, I didn't have a fast pass for the Yoshi ride, and it was a really long wait. A really long wait. And it was kind of weird too, because they had like the line, right? And it was inside and themed and cool and stuff, and it had like Yoshi stuff everywhere. And then the line just turned and went out like a back door into an alleyway. It was just an alleyway. It wasn't themed like anything. It was just a straight up alleyway. And that section of the line, it was like 40 minutes of me waiting in an alleyway for the Yoshi ride. And I'm like, this isn't Yoshi. I've been gypped. Like, this is, what the hell is this? But at least they had Yoshi music playing on the speakers out there. Oh, and I was really, really happy because in the Yoshi line, they were playing a lot of Yoshi music, right? And they had quite a few songs that were from Yoshi's Story, which is one of my childhood games. Like, I love Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64. And they had like a lot of Yoshi's Story representation in the music. And every time it would come on, I would be like, I'm just like vibing in the line. It was amazing. I loved it. But anyways, with everyone in Niji, we did the fast pass. And then who did I sit next to? I sat next to Luca. I sat next to Luca on the Yoshi ride. And then I was so hype on the Yoshi ride that like we all went in a line, right? And I think Kyo and somebody else they were behind us, me and Luca. And the ride goes really, really slow. Like, it's just a scenic ride where you kind of like look over the park, right? And yeah, so we were going super, super slow, like slower than walking pace. But I was so hyped that I just put up my arms and I was like screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm like, "Wah!" Like it was a roller coaster, and we're just going at like a snail's pace. I'm like, "Wah!" And then that turned out to be a very bad decision because that was when I started losing my voice after screaming on the Yoshi ride. And it is still not fully recovered. As you can hear, my voice is still kind of scuffed. So that's when it all started going downhill for me. The Yoshi ride. But I was so hype, you know, like it was great. It was a good ride, very cute. I saw Yoshi animatronics and stuff, and I was in heaven. I was in Yoshi heaven. It was great. But yeah, after I got off that ride, my voice started being a little bit more soft. And then throughout the day, we went to where did we go? We went to shit, what were the other rides? Trying to remember the other rides that were in Universal. We went to a haunted house ride, and by the time that I got there, my voice was like completely dead. And and poor like Kyo was trying to like talk to me and stuff throughout the day, and then my voice was getting like less and less, and then at one point I had to pull out my phone, and I wrote like a message on the phone just being like, I'm so sorry, I've lost my voice, I can't speak anymore. So I was like Wile E. Coyote, you know how he like communicates in those signs? Like I literally got out my phone and showed that to Kyo, and Kyo, his face, he was just like, he did like this sad kind of like, you know, like pouted his lip out face, and was like, he's like, oh no, and he was like so upset about it, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, Kyo. And he's like, it's okay, just shut the fuck up, just don't talk anymore. The amount of times that I was trying to talk through having no voice, like I was trying to strain my voice to be able to talk, because I felt so bad. I wanted to talk to everybody so much, and like Kyo and Enna would constantly just be like, yo, like, Ren, shut the fuck up, stop talking, stop, you're making it worse. And I'm like, sorry. Yeah, Aia was doing it too. Aia was just like, Ren, stop talking. Yeah, but I was still having fun. I just really couldn't talk very much anymore, so Kyo was kind of like reading my mind for the rest of the day, you know. He was just like asking me questions and stuff, and I'm just like nodding my head. But it was fun. It was a really good day. Yeah, we did the haunted house. It wasn't very scary, but they gave us these 3D glasses, and it didn't even really enhance it. It just made it kind of more disorientating. It was kind of weird. But yeah, but it was funny to see everybody else get scared, so that was good. Yeah, I'm trying to remember other rides. What other rides? We went on, oh, did anyone get scared on the Chucky ride? Yeah. Some people got scared. I think Koto was screaming at everything. At literally everything. Yeah, she's so jumpy. She really is. Oh, Harry Potter. Yeah, we went to Harry Potter. That's right. How could I forget that? Harry Potter was really, really cool. I love the Forbidden Journey. I love that ride so much. I think most of us went on it, which was good at the end. Sorry, I'm like starting to die again. I need a sip of tea. Hang on. Sorry. Oh yeah, did you get to try the butterbeer? Yeah, we had butterbeer. I made sure to tell people to get the frozen kind, because the frozen kind is better, 100%. And that was really good. Yeah, the Forbidden Journey, which is the main Harry Potter ride, that one was really, really cool. Who did I go on with? I think I went on with Luca again. I think Shu is on my one as well. And that was really, really fun. I love that ride so much. You're like flying on a broomstick, and Harry and Ron are like, you know, like they're in front of you and they're just like, this way. And it's so cool. Like, oh my God. I get so like so into the ride every time I ride it, because I had done it in America before. I'd been to Universal there, and but this one in Japan, I think it was better. I think it was better because it had more like actual practical effects. Like there was a section with the dragon where like you do the kind of simulation part where the dragon is chasing you and you're like, oh shit, you know, like you're flying on your broomstick, and then you get like taken into like this little area where you're like, where you can see like the dragon on the outside, and it's like blowing fire at you and stuff, and then all of a sudden the dragon is in your face, like an actual model, like a practical you know, like statue of a dragon. And I remember it got like up really close to our face, and I saw like in its mouth it had these little like, it looked like, you know, like a flamethrower. It looked like it had a flamethrower in its mouth, and it was up like right in front of our faces, in front of me and Luca's faces, and I'm like, is it going to blow fire on our faces right now? Are Luca and I, are we gonna become like, you know, like like charcoal toast right now? Like what is, holy shit. But it didn't go off, so I was like, whew. We're gonna be barbecue, yeah. It was funny. And then there was like a section with like spiders and stuff, and I was like, whoa, I'm back in Australia, this is so cool. And then they had like Dementors. They had like a big Dementor section. Oh, and then they took us like in this you know, like the Chamber of Secrets. They kind of had like an area down there where it was like, where we're just like looking around and we're in the Chamber of Secrets, and it has like the Slytherin kind of language and stuff in the background. I was like, whoa, this is so cool. It was awesome, you guys. I love that ride. I love that ride. I'm surprised that the Kyo didn't get motion sick, I think, because I'm pretty sure Kyo went on it. Yeah, I was so afraid of the Dementors. They're pretty creepy, and they get up really close to your face as well. It was awesome. I loved it. The Basilisk? No, you didn't see the Basilisk, but you were in the Chamber of Secrets. Yeah. Okay, what else happened? We also went on oh, the Hollywood Dream ride, which is like, it was a roller coaster that went backwards, and that was the last one that we did of the day. It was the last one we did, and it was really cool. I loved it because it did that thing, right? I love roller coasters and dropper rides where, you know, like you're falling really fast, and you can feel your stomach like rise, you know, you can feel the pit of your stomach like rise, and you've got like that dropping sensation, you know, and you're like, you know, like I love that feeling so much. So that ride did that quite a couple times. So I was really that made me super hype and excited. Yeah, the only problem with that ride is the music was so fucking loud in my ears, in all of our ears. Like, it was so loud. I had to lean forward to get away from it because it was like deafening me. I was like, what the fuck? Which song did you choose? I think I chose like a One Piece song, because I didn't know any of the songs. I don't think I even knew the One Piece one. Yeah, I didn't know any of the songs really. Yeah, so that was Universal. Unfortunately, we didn't get to go on the Flying Dinosaur together. I know that some of us really wanted to go on. I know Kyo really wanted to go on the Flying Dinosaur, which is surprising because like that ride was actually crazy. The time that I went to Universal before, like a week or so before, I can't remember. I did get to go on the Flying Dinosaur, and it was insane, you guys. It was insane. Out of all of the roller coasters I think I've ever been on in my life, it was one of the most involved roller coasters. when I say that, I mean like, so you sit down on the roller coaster, right? And it's like a regular seat, but it's like a hanging seat, right? And I've been on hanging seat roller coasters before. The difference with this one was you sit down, and then once you're all strapped in, oh, by the way, before you get on, you've got to do like a metal test and stuff. Like, it's like an airport security. It was crazy. I remember I had like some receipts in my pockets, and I was just like, and they found out that I had receipts in my pockets, and they're like, you have to take these out. And I'm like, what? These little pieces of paper? Like, they were serious. They were serious about it. And anyways, so you go to sit down on the seats that are hanging from the coaster, and then once you're all locked in, the seats kind of do this, like, they pull you up, and they do this, like, they tilt the seats. So you are completely forward, you're facing, like, your head is at the front, and your belly is facing the ground. So you're literally like you're flying like a pterodactyl. It was crazy. And then they take you up like really high to start, and then so as you're going up, you're kind of like almost in a sitting position because like of the angle that you're going up, right? And then once you go over the top, you like your whole body you go over the top and your head is like facing down towards the ground. You're going head first into the ground, and I was like, holy shit. I was flapping my wings like a little pterodactyl. Like it was so funny. And the ride had like a loop-de-loop on it, and you think, oh yeah, it's just a loop-de-loop. No, when you're positioned that way and you do a loop-de-loop, like your belly is facing the sky when you go over the loop-de-loop. You are literally, it's just you and your body, and like it feels like you're going to be flung out into the void of space. It was insane. It was fucking crazy. You guys, it sounds scary. It was kind of scary. It was cool. Yeah, it was very crazy. I don't know how people in my Niji group would have dealt with it, you know? So maybe it's a good thing that we didn't get to go on it together at the end. I don't know. Casually dying, sorry. Okay, then what happened next? After that, we went to pick up, I think the next day, we went to pick up, I can't remember the order that of the days that it happened. So, but anyways, we went to pick up Aster at the airport and meet him for the first time. Maxi, thank you so much for the Akasupa. Thank you. Mwah. I'm gonna thank Supas, maybe not in this stream because I think I'll be dead by the time I'm finished telling these stories. I'm fucking dying. Yeah, so Aster, we went to go meet him at the airport. And unfortunately, I think Aster and Scarle were supposed to, yeah, they were supposed to arrive together, or around like the same time. And Scarle got like, she got like fucked over with her flights, and we felt so bad. We're just like, no, Scarle. So she ended up coming. Sorry. She ended up coming the next day. But me and Aia and Mari, I think, we all went to pick up Aster. I think that was right. Yeah. I'm sorry, I got a bad memory. And we went there, and yeah. And then I remember we were all waiting at the arrivals gate, and I'm just like, oh my god, we're gonna see Aster, you know, like, and I didn't really know too much what Aster looked like in person, so I was just kind of like, but I knew what to look out for, so I was just like, oh, is that Aster? Is that Aster? And I remember there were so many like different people that came through, and I'm just like, is that Aster? Wait, no, they're too old. Wait, that's not Aster. I was like, damn, Aster, like, he's got like a walking stick, like he's 80 years old. No, that's not Aster. I was like, you know, I kept like every person that would walk through the arrivals gate, I would be like, wait, is that Aster? And then there's like a girl that came through, and I'm just like, wait, that's not Aster. Aster's, wait, Aster doesn't have booba. What the It was so funny. And then finally he walked through, and then Aya started waving, and I was like, oh, that's him. And I like started waving as well, and then he came up, I gave like a big hug. I'm just like, yo, oh my god. And at that time, my voice was completely fucked. So like, he's like, Ren, hey, it's so cool to meet you in person. And I'm like, hey Aster, how are you doing? And he's just like, he kind of like gave me this like, this weird face. And I'm just like, don't worry, my voice is wrecked. And he's like, oh, for a second there, I thought that's what you sounded like in real life. And I'm like, no. I'm like, no, this isn't the real me. You know what's so sad, actually, you guys? Both Aster and Scarle, for the whole trip, they never once heard me speaking with my regular, normal voice. My voice, the only memories they have of me in person is like my scuffed, broken voice. So I'm kind of sad about that. Honestly, I was pretty and I think Kyo could tell as well. Throughout the trip, like I was trying to like be like very like peppy and like you know, like positive and stuff, but I was pretty like sad that I had lost my voice, you know, just in time for the ILUNA meetup. Like I was pretty like bummed about that. And Kyo was like, it's so funny. Kyo is so like so sweet to me. He's like, he kept coming up to me just being like, he's like, I know you're sick, like I you know, I feel bad about you being sick, but I feel more bad about you, like you seem like a little bit like sad over it. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be like sad or whatever. And it's just like this one day, like I went, now I'll talk about it a little bit later, but like I went home early, and he went out, and he went to a crane game, and Kyo, he was really trying to get me like a Yoshi thing from the crane game, and he tried like so much. Apparently he wasted a lot of money on it, and then in the end he could only get like a Mario little Mario plushie thing from the crane game. And he came back home, and he gave me the Mario. It's just like, I got a present for you. And he's just like, here, I was trying so hard to win the Yoshi for you, but like, and he's like, the crane game was fucking stupid, you know. It was like, it kept blah blah blah, it ate my money and stuff, but you know, like, I got this Mario for you, so hopefully you like this. And I was like, oh, my heart was like full. I'm just like, oh, everybody's like, you know, like thinking of me, even when I was like, you know, like, I've got some amazing friends, you guys. Like, I'm very, very happy, very lucky. And in the end, even though I was like sick for a lot of the trip, I still had such a good time with everybody. And I'm just happy I was able to meet everybody. I hope next time we're able to meet up and stuff, I can be my 100% self. There was a part, you know, like where I started feeling a lot better, like physically. Like, still my voice was fucked and stuff, but like I started feeling a lot better. And that was the day that we went to Disney Sea together, and I started really like perking up. I felt like, and I felt more like my normal self. And I think that everybody kind of like felt that as well, so that was good. But anyways, back to, sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself there. we yeah, so met Aster, and then we like trained back to the places that we were staying, and I remember Aster was so like excited to see everything in Japan, because it was his first time in Japan as well, and he'd always wanted to go. And we were in the airport first, and we saw a 7-Eleven, and he's like, oh my god, it's a kabini. And I'm like, in my scuffed voice, I'm like, you want to go see the kabini? And he's like, yeah, let's go. So I'm like leading him there. I'm just like, come on, let's go. We got to get Konbini, and he's like looking at all, like, I'm like, look, you see this over here, the onigiri? This is what I'm like living off of. And he's just like, oh my god, it's the onigiri, just like in the anime. He kept comparing it. Sorry. He kept comparing everything to anime. He was just like, oh my god, this is just like the anime I watched. And I'm like, yeah, you should get it. I was like the devil on his shoulder being like, yeah, you should buy this, you should buy that. You know, like, use your money. You're only going to be here, you know, for like a little bit of time, you know, you got to do it. So that was really fun. Then we went on the trains, and he was like, whoa, I'm on the trains in Japan. This is so cool. And then it's so funny. We did the trains that first day, and he was like, wow, this is amazing. And then the second day when we did the trains, he's like, okay, I'm over the trains. He was done. He was done. Yeah, he was completely done. He was like, okay, I'm over it. Yeah, we went back to the Airbnb that we were staying at, and I got him set up and stuff, and it was cool. It was cool just hanging out, and yeah, I don't know. Had like our sleepover and stuff. It was really cool. It's nice. Got him set up in his room, and yeah, it was good. I tried to get a little bit of an earlier sleep that night because I was feeling pretty bad. What else? You piggybacked Aster? Oh yeah, that was in Disney, which I haven't gotten to yet. So there's so much of this trip to talk about. It was a big trip. It was a lot of fun. Moon Bros sleepover? Yeah! It was awesome. The next day we went to, can't remember where we went to, but we went and picked up Scarle from the airport as well, when she was finally, when her flight finally stopped with being delayed, and she was able to get there. And yeah, we went and we waited at did the exact same thing for Scarle, waited at the arrivals gate, and I'm just like, oh, where's Scarle? And then finally she came around, and she was just like, she was so like bubbly and energetic, and I'm just like, damn, after like a long flight, like she's got so much energy. And I remember she just kept kind of like, she kept pointing at me. She kept kind of like glancing over at me and then just pointing at me, and I was like, what is it? And she's like, I know you. I know you. She kept pointing at me and just being like, it's Ren in person. I'm just like, yeah, it's Scarle in person. But it was so funny. She just kept kind of like looking at me, just being like, I know you. I know your secrets, you know? So funny. She kept like, yeah, she, cause I was wearing like, my kind of like skinny jeans again, and Converse, and she just like, I guess she loved that, because she kept just being like, she's like emo boy. Kept pointing at me being like, emo boy. And I'm like, really? Is it that emo? Damn, you know, like. I don't even think of myself as like that. I don't know. I guess it was like she just kept calling you emo. Yeah, she did. She just kept kind of pointing at me. Yeah, but it was really cute. She was like very yeah, very like hype. She was very hyped to be there and just like see everybody. And then one of my first memories of her, I'm sure other people have said this as well, but she kneeled down to kind of like look through her bag, right? And she was getting money set up. And then she pulled out like a bunch of yen. She pulled out a bunch of yen and she like fanned it out and started like fanning herself with it. She started just being like in front of everyone in the airport. She started fanning herself with the money and we're just like, damn, Scarle, holy shit, get it, oh my god. And then she started fanning me with the money and I'm just like, oh, thank you. This is what it's like to be like living the luxurious, rich life. I say, oh damn, Scarle. It was so fun. Rich mommy, oh yeah. To my defense, I was waiting to buy the train ticket and it was so hot. It was a little bit hot, wasn't it, Scarle? I mean, what a great first impression though, Scarle. I hope my first impression wasn't too like weird or anything. I was trying to talk and stuff, but like also the day before when Aster was just like, wait, is that your real voice, Ren? I was just like, I'm like, oh shit, my voice, this is gonna really ruin like first impressions. So I felt like a little bit like awkward about talking. So hopefully I wasn't just like too quiet and weird. I was trying to like not talk quite as much, but I was like smiling and just like, you know, just kind of like wiggling around and stuff. Emo boy, emo boy. I'm not that emo boy, am I? I mean, I was wearing like darker clothes, you know, like I had the Converse, you know, that was, I guess that's pretty emo, I guess, you know. But like Converse are cool, you know, like anybody can wear Converse, you know. You're goth? I am not goth. That is not true at all. Not even. Virtual wiggle IRL. Yeah, literally I reverted to like my VTuber, like, and I was just wiggling because I couldn't talk. All right, skinny jeans. What? So many people wear skinny jeans, okay? What? That's not just an emo thing, right, chat? That's not just an emo thing. I mean, come on. They look good. They look good. I love skinny jeans. What was your hair like? I mean, you see my hair, you know, like it's a little bit spiky. It's a little bit spiky. It was a bit spiky when I met Scarle and everybody as well. So, you know, like Scarle literally kept pointing at my hair, just being like, spiky, you know, like, or like fluffy, you know. It's funny, there was one point on the trip where like everybody's just like, Ren, we want to touch your hair, and I was like, oh, all you had to do was ask, and I just like bend over because everybody there in person, they're all like shorties, you know, like so I had to kind of like bend over. I'm sorry. But yeah, and they got to, you know, they like head pat me and like got to feel the spikes IRL. Yeah. But yeah, so that was meeting Scarle. It was awesome to finally meet her. She's exactly the same in person as well. This is the thing with everyone in ILUNA. It's just like nothing was different. Nothing was like, oh, so that's what they're like in the person. No, it was like everybody was just themselves. You know, Scarle was doing like, you know, she's doing like her voices and stuff. Even in the airport, we're just walking through, she's doing like her little voices and stuff that she always does, and I'm like, yep, this is exactly how I would have imagined Scarle in person. So it was awesome getting everybody together, and finally all of ILUNA were united together, and it was insane. It was so cool. so surreal, but also so natural, you know. Then we did our off collab, and you guys, the morning of the off collab, I woke up and I was like, fuck. I was like, it is probably the worst that I felt on the entire trip, and I was like, why does it have to be today? No, this is the worst timing. And like a part of me was like, shit, should I even go in? You know, like, should I even go in? Because I was worried. I was also worried about like, I didn't want to get people sick and stuff as well. And I was like, but I was also just like, I can't like not go, you know, because we're all here, you know, this is being like organized, and you know, like I would just feel like such a jerk if like I didn't come in. So like I had like a lot of medicine before I came in, and I was like, okay, I'm like talking myself into it. I'm like, you can do this, let's go, let's do this. It's only gonna be like a couple hours or something. And I got there, and it was really cool meeting staff for the first time. Once again, I was a little worried about first impressions because I couldn't really talk very well. Like my voice was a little bit, I could kind of talk, you know, but like but I was like, hey, how you doing? And they're just like, oh, are you okay? And I'm like, kinda. And but staff was really nice. They were very sorry. They were very energetic and welcoming, and I remember when we were setting up for Jenga, they were playing a game of Jenga first, and they were so into it. Like they were, I don't know, it was just so funny seeing staff just like, I'm like, man, we should be streaming this. Like they're just as entertaining, you know. It was great. Oh yeah, before we got there, I traveled with Kyo and Aster to get there, because we were together, and we were doing trains and stuff, and to my surprise, I was doing most of like I was doing the leading everyone around. I was being the direction guy. I was like, shit, I thought my directions were terrible, you know, but compared to Aster and Kyo, like I was actually kind of competent. Like I gotta say, like I was feeling, I'm like, damn, I'm like the responsible one here. That said, I did get us lost once. I did get us on the wrong train once, but like I said before, like trains in Japan, if you get on the wrong train, you just hop off and get on another one that takes you back like in like 5 minutes or something. So so we did that, and I was just like, my bad, you guys, my bad. And they're just like, no, it's okay, you're the one actually leading us around. And I'm like, okay, follow me. So I felt like the big bro, you know. I'm just like, I gotta get my you know, my little bros like to this place, you know, like they're relying on me, they're depending on me, you know. Even though I was like sick and dying and stuff, I'm just like, follow me, you guys, this way, you know. But that being said, I did make us a little bit late because we missed the one train, so so that was on me. but we got there in the end, so that was good. It was funny. It was fun getting kind of a little bit lost in Japan with my moon bros. It was a good time. Yeah, then we did the off collab. I hope that everybody really enjoyed it. I felt so bad because yeah, I just completely started losing my voice halfway through, and I'm like shit. Well, that was the most I could do, kind of thing, you know. Like I was still trying to, you know, like be very like you know, like when we were swapping bodies and stuff, it was really fun just doing different like like facial expressions and stuff for everybody else. So I was still having fun like that. I was just a little bit more quiet because I couldn't talk. So I also saw a lot of the comments and people just being like, oh, like, what's wrong with Ren? Is Ren okay? Is Ren fine? And I'm like, yeah, I was expecting these, like, my voice just completely died, but it was still fun, and I think that everybody really enjoyed it. Jenga was a lot of fun. I loved just kicking over the Jenga tower. I like did a flying kick into the Jenga tower. That was so much fun. And I remember just seeing like all of ILUNA's expressions, and then even Staff's expressions, like on the other side of the glass. They were like pogging, just they're like, did Ren really just do that? You made us throw? Aw, come on, Scarle. It was fun. Getting electrocuted? That was fun. I'm still kind of upset that I wasn't able to put the, you know, I wasn't able to do it to my nipples, you know, like that. No, actually, it's probably a good thing that I didn't, because that's close to your heart, right? That's probably bad for you. So, you're a masochist. I was half joking. Like, I didn't want to do that there. No. Surely. Ren, that's bad. You would have died. No, it's okay. I'm strong, you guys. I'm strong. Okay, don't you know? I can withstand a lot of pain, all right? I'm built different. I'm an alien. I'm the alien prince. I can do what I want. Dude, Kyo kept quoting that in that collab. He kept just being like, I'm the alien prince. He fucking loves that line of Casket so much. It made me laugh so much. My laugh when I had no voice like that, like I was watching clips, I'm like, I sound so fucking weird. I'm like, sounded like the fucking dog from Wacky Racers. You know, the one that's like, that laughs like, is like, it was like that. I sounded so scuffed. Muttley, yeah, that's the one. I sounded like Muttley. The wheezes, yeah. But it was still a good time. By the time that the collab was done though, like Staff wanted to take us out, or Staff was going to take us out to dinner and stuff, to kind of like treat us and shout us, I think, after the fact. But after the collab ended, like, I guess all the adrenaline from my body from the collab just like faded away. And I just like, oh, I just started feeling really, really bad. And then of course, like I'm worried about like getting everybody sick and stuff. So I'm kind of, I kind of like moved over to the corner a little bit. Like I scooched over and they got us to do a couple things while we were in the office. And man, I'm just like sniffly. I'm like trying not to cough like towards anybody and stuff. And then like it just got to the point where I was like, I just got up and I went to Staff and I'm just like, you guys, I'm so sorry. I don't think I can stay anymore. Like I gotta go. And I felt really bad because I was so looking forward to just like spending a lot of time with everybody, you know, but like I just couldn't anymore. I was like, I'm like, I need to rest. If I don't rest, like, because the other thing was like the next day we were going to Disney Sea, right? And like if you've ever gone to a Disney park before, you know, it's like, it's a lot. Even when you're feeling your best, like by the end of the day you're like dead tired, you know? There's so much walking, so much like excitement and stuff. And I was thinking about that, just being like, if I don't go home right now and sleep and rest, like I'm gonna be fucked. I won't be able to do it. And yeah, and like, and Kyo is just like, oh, like, I really hope you can come to Disneyland tomorrow. And I'm just like, I do too. Like, I really, really do. So like at that point, I'm just like, okay, I just gotta go home. I gotta rest as much as possible so I can do tomorrow. And Staff were, they were looking at me, they're just like, oh my god, are you okay, Ren? They're just so concerned. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine. And they're like, you're just gonna go back by yourself, like on the trains? It's like, it took a while to kind of like get back home, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. And my manager was just like, okay, at least before you go, let me come with you to get some medicine and stuff. Like, I'll get you some really good medicine and stuff. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. So I went with him, and I was like, bye, ILUNA. And they stayed around, and yeah, my manager kind of like hooked me up with the good stuff, you know, with the really good medicine. And I was like, thank you. And I just went back on the train. I remember on the train home, I was like, you guys, I was going through it. I was I was just like sitting there, just like involuntarily coughing, you know, and just like really bad like chesty coughs and stuff, and it got to the point where my body is just like shaking, and I was just sitting on the train just like, I gotta get home. You know. And I feel like people on the train were all just like sitting like far away from me. They're just like, oh god, let's not get close to this guy. You know. But then I finally got home. I just had so much like medicine. I was just like, all took it at the same time, and I lay in my bed, and no joke, you guys, I literally felt like the dried up alien that they found. I literally was sitting in my bed like, what? You know, because it was so funny, because I couldn't lie down all the way, because if I lay down all the way, like my nose was like completely blocked, and I couldn't breathe, right? And so I had to stack a bunch of pillows behind me, so I was kind of like sitting up like in a coffin almost, and I was just sitting there just like like the dried up alien, and I'm like, oh my god, this really is what I have become. I was trying not to laugh at myself as well, but like, yeah. But I got like heaps of rest that night though. Like I had like, I napped so much, and then I didn't even leave my room until the next morning, like because I didn't want to get anybody sick or whatever. So yeah, I was legit in my casket, you guys. So yeah. Welcome to my casket. Please don't come in. I don't want to get you sick. I wasn't dehydrated though. I was drinking lots of water, so it's okay. But the next day, the morning came, and I was feeling quite a bit better actually, because I had so much rest. I had so much rest and so much medicine, that my body was like back to normal pretty much. Like, well, not back to normal, but like I was actually energetic again, my body, but I was still kind of feeling a bit head coldy and stuff, and my voice was still gone. But yeah, in the morning I kind of got out of my room, and then like I was playing music and stuff, and like really feeling quite a bit better from the day before. What else happened? Yeah, so that was Disney Sea that day. So we went to Disney Sea, and what happened there? Anna wanted to do some rides, but Anna's not really good with rides, as I'm sure that she's probably said online before. And I was trying to, I had also been to Disney Sea once before as well. Yeah, because I had to try the parks and stuff, you know, like I wasn't patient enough to wait for everybody else. So I'd been there before as well. And so I was like, oh, Anna, I know the rides you can go on. Like, this one will be fine for you. This one will be fine for you, you know? And we went on a journey to the center of the earth, which was really, really fun. It's such a fun ride. And it has like an animatronic in it, like a giant monster. And it's so cool. It's like huge. And you go through it. So pretty much the ride is like you're underground, right? And oh, who was in my cart when I went? I went with Kyo was sitting next to me. Was Sunny with me? I can't remember if Sunny was with me. the Kyo was sitting next to me. And not scary? Not really scary. It was more cool than anything. So you go underground, right? And you're like in this big drill thing. And you see like this beautiful, like this kind of like alien like wildlife and stuff that's in the center of the planet. And you're like, oh, cool. And you're looking around. Oh yeah, Koto. Koto was in the cart with me and Kyo. And she was like screaming at everything. Like there were some things that weren't even scary and she was screaming at them. And like Kyo and I just like look back behind us. We're just like, Kotaka, are you okay? There was one part that kind of got me though. There was there was a part where you went by this little forest place and there was like lightning. There was lightning in it and it shocked right in front of my face and it kind of jump scared me a little. I was like, what the heck? But I think it mostly scared me that Kotaka just like screamed at the top of her lungs when that happened. I was just like, oh my god. She almost made us deaf. It was so funny. And then, anyways, you go past all the wildlife and then you go, it starts getting all like creepy and stuff and there's like, you know, like, I think you go down the wrong path and there's like all these eggs and creepy stuff happening. And then you go into this big room where there's this giant animatronic like monster. It looks like this big like thing from Metroid or something. And it's like shaking around, it's like roaring at you. And I was like pointing at it. I was like pointing right at its face, just being like, whoa, so awesome. And Kota's like screaming her head off and Kyo's just like laughing. And then all of a sudden, I guess like they want to get you away from the monster. So the ride speeds up so fast. And then you just like go up like this big like dark hill or like tunnel. And then it kind of like brings you down and I was like, yeah, let's go. Trying not to yell too much because my voice is scuffed. Yeah, and it was so fun. It was awesome. Like everybody's hair at the end of it, you know, like I looked over at Kyo and Kota and like all our hair is just like, you know, just like sticking up from the giant whoosh. It was fun. What else happened at Disney Sea? Let's see, there was, what was another ride? We went on Soaring, which was a simulator ride, and it was really cool. It takes you to different places in the world. Apparently, it smelled like different places in the world, but I had lost my sense of smell at that point, so I just... apparently, Luku was just like, we got off the ride, and he's just like, oh, Ren, did you smell like, you know, when we went through the plains with all the animals? He's just like, yeah, it smelled like elephant shit. Because we were like flying next to elephants and stuff, and he's like, yeah, it smelled like elephant shit and dirt. And I was like, oh, I didn't smell that because I can't smell anything right now. And he's just like, you're lucky, it smelled so bad. It was so funny. And Koto was really excited about that ride as well, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. What else? What other rides? If you guys have, I always forget things about off collabs and stuff, so if there's anything that anybody else has mentioned that you want my side from, just like bring it up in chat and I'll try to, and it'll remind me. Kavedon. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. We were in a, what was that for? That was for a Journey to the Center of the Earth. Yeah, with Aster. And Aster's in the line, and Aster kept complaining about like the line just being so long, and he's just like, man, like when's the end of this line? And I'm like, yeah, they make it so deceptive, you know, like, yeah, he was very bored. He was just like waiting and stuff, and then he's just out of the blue, he's just like, oh, hey Ren. He just kind of like awkwardly just kind of like, you know, is like poking my shoulder, and I'm just like, what's up? And he's just like, hey Ren, do you think you could do the kabedon to me right now? And I'm like, right here in front of everybody? You really want that? And he's just like, I mean, if it's not like too weird or anything. And the second that he said like, as long as it's not too weird, I just like did it. I just like, I put like my hand like right next to him, just like in front of everybody, and like the randoms were like looking over, strangers were looking over, and he just like his eyes kind of like went wide. I don't know if he was like, maybe he wasn't expecting that I would do it straight away, you know, but I just like did it, and then like everybody else looked at me. Kyo's like, whoa. And I'm like, was that what you wanted? And he's like, yeah, that was good. It was so funny. He doki. He was flustered. I guess he wasn't expecting me to do it like straight away. You know, that's the thing about me, you guys. If you ask me to do something, if it doesn't make you uncomfortable, I'll do it, you know? It's another thing. Also the piggyback. Oh yeah, that's right. Towards the end of the day, I think soaring was our last ride, and Aster was getting really tired, and fair enough, you know, like we did a lot of walking. I remember the first time that I went to the parks, my feet were like killing me by the end of it, but I think that far into the trip, I was desensitized, and like I was strong now, you know? Like, so Aster was like, he's like, oh, my feet are so sore, and I'm like, do you want to piggyback? I can piggyback you. And he's like, wait, really? And I'm like, yeah, of course, bro. Let's do it. I'll give you a piggyback. So he took my offer, and I piggybacked him up some stairs because he was really sore, and he couldn't do it, I guess. So I was just walking up the steps and stuff with him on my back. Is he heavy? No, he wasn't heavy. He was like pretty light, actually. He's pretty light. Yeah, it's pretty light. He called you strong? Apparently, like, people were saying that I was kind of like strong, and I'm like, really? I don't know. But all I knew was that Aster needed to be princess carried, so I was there. Kyo mentioned the hug you gave him in Universal Studios today. Oh, did he? Yeah. Dude, no, but Kyo told me. He told me that I was able to hug him, like, before we hung out. Because I was like, before, like a couple of weeks before or something, I was just like, Kyo, I'm just letting you know that I am a hugger. I am a hugger. And I know that you're kind of like, you're like no touchy, you know? You're kind of like that. And that's fine. So I'm going to ask you now, like, if you don't want me to like hug you or whatever, like, I won't. You know, and he was like, no, he says, it's okay. He was like, it's fine. It's not like that kind of thing. So I remembered that, and I was like, okay, it's fine. So yeah. Is Kyo actually a tsundere in real life too? A little bit. Yeah, no, he's also like, honestly, he was like really sweet in person as well, and just like every time I would feel you know, I was feeling bad, like he would everyone was really kind, but especially Kyo and Anna were like very on top of like asking me if I was okay. Oh, I remember we went to a restaurant, and Anna literally like was like, Ren, like, here, I'll take you to a chemist, like, I'll come with you. And I was like, Anna, you're so sweet, what the heck. Alira, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Alira, thank you. Sorry, my voice is pretty messed up right now because I'm still sick from my trip. I can't even laugh properly anymore. You guys, I'm literally the dried up alien that they found in Mexico right now. I'm so sorry, everybody. Alira, how was your stream? I saw your new outfit. It looks so good. It looks amazing. It looks really good. And you know what? Most of my like reception to your outfit is like through other people's tweets on Twitter, and they don't even show your face in a lot of them. Like, I'm like, what? Like, what? Yeah, they keep the tweet. I know all of the tweets are like that. I'm just like, whoa, what about the rest of the outfit? It looks, the whole outfit looks awesome. I love it. I hope you really like your new outfit. They zone into it. They do. Oh my gosh. But just to be on the safe side, Iwiwa, you got to button up at least a little bit so you don't get sick like me, okay? Okay? I care about your health. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But thank you so much for the raid. Yes, we're just talking about the off collab, the ILUNA off collab, and we went to the theme parks and stuff. I'm just talking about Disney Sea, which was a super fun day. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Was it Disney Sea that... No, Disney Sea didn't have the zombie parade. Oh, that was Universal. Oh, so I forgot about that, you guys. So Universal, we were walking around the streets and stuff, and then it got late, and they had like a parade, right? They had a big parade of all these zombies and stuff, and like these guys with like chainsaws, and they were walking on the streets. And and if you were brave enough to walk on the street, because they've got like a designated section for the parade, right? If you're brave enough to walk on the street, then it means that the zombies and the actors, they can come up and scare you, you know? And me and Kyo, we were walking on the street, and I was expecting to be scared, like, but they didn't come up to us. I was actually a little bit disappointed. I wanted to be scared, or I wanted them to try to scare me, but they didn't. They kept going up to groups of girls, and like, you know, they wind up their chainsaws and it'd be like, and they go up to them, and then the girls would like scream their heads off. And I remember there was this one poor lady who she was on her phone, and she had one hand with her phone, right, and the other hand she had like this big plate of food, and she obviously wasn't paying attention. She was just kind of like walking and like scrolling on her phone, and she ended up walking onto the street, and I guess she didn't know about the parade. And I was watching her, and I was just seeing the whole thing unfold, and I was like, uh-oh. And then one of the zombies, like, snuck up to them and, like, did, like, the chainsaw thing, like, right in front of her face. And she freaked the fuck out. She jumped backwards, dropped her food all over the pavement. It, like, went everywhere. Like, I think at least she didn't drop her phone, but the food went everywhere. And hang on a sec. Yeah, and her food went everywhere, all over the pavement, and she's just like looking down at her food, and then the zombie guy just like walks away onto like the next person. He was like, my job here is done. Fuck this shit, I'm out. And just walked away, and I was like, holy shit. I did laugh though. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person. Honestly, that would be me if I was one of the zombies in the parade. I wouldn't even feel bad. You know, if you walk onto the street where, you know, there's like zombie parade and that's where you're gonna get scared, you know, that's on you. That's on you, okay? I would scare anybody. It was funny. Oh yeah, and then also Kyo and I, we saw this one zombie that like there were some really cool like monsters that were they were like they were bigger, right? And they had like multiple people operating it, I guess. And there was one that was like, that would spew out like water and stuff. It was like a disgusting looking, like, bleh, it was gross. And it almost sprayed water onto me, and I like dodged it. I like jumped out of the way, you know, like it was gross. I think it might have sprayed Luca. I think it might have sprayed him. I can't remember, because I remember him being like, ew. I remember hearing him say that. And there was another monster that Kyo and I saw. It was like a giant one, and it was like this weird kind of like demon thing that had like these demon faces like attached to its body. But it looked really weird because the faces were right where its like nipples should have been. So it's like it had these like gross zombie head tits. It was really weird, and Kyo pointed it out, and he's like, look at, he's got sentient booba. And I'm just trying not to laugh because that was another thing, is that I was walking with Kyo for like most of the theme parks and stuff, and Kyo is just so funny. Just like everything he says, you know, makes me laugh. But I had no voice, and every time that I would laugh, it kind of hurt my voice. So I was like trying not to laugh, but also like I wanted to. So being around Kyo was like, also, it was a good thing and also a bad thing, because I was having so much fun, but it was also fucking my voice more. It was good. Yeah, so that was Universal. What else happened at Disney Sea? We went on trying to remember. I don't know, just most of the time it was just really fun walking around with everybody and talking to them and just making jokes and laughing together, and it was good. I had a really, really good time, you guys. Oh yeah, oh no, oh shit, I remember. Okay, there was one ride at Disney Sea. What ride was it that I had ridden before, and I was like, oh, this one's, wait, was it Disney? Yeah, it was Disney. Oh, okay, I remember. Okay, the Indiana Jones ride. Okay, it's probably one of the best rides in Disney Sea, and I was like, I remember it not being too crazy, you know. It was kind of fast, you know, but it was still like an on tracks kind of thing. It wasn't like a roller coaster or anything. And Anna was wondering if she should come on it, and I was like, I was the biggest advocate for it. I was just like, Anna, you can do it. This one's not even that bad. This one's like a family ride. And I was like, yeah, like it's not gonna make you motion sick or anything. Like it'll be fine. It's gonna be good, you know. And I genuinely believe that, because I remember going on the ride and just being like, coming off just being like, that was really fun. Like that's one for the whole family. You know what I mean? But I guess I forgot how bumpy the ride was. So when we got on the ride, I was in the first row with Anna and Kyo. Sorry, I'm like my fucking voice. I was in the first row with them, and and it started, and it was fine at the start. We started going a little faster, and then it got really bumpy, and it's like bumping up and down. We're like, you know, like that. And then I was like, oh shit. And then I looked over. I looked over at Anna, and she was just like holding on to like the handrail and like close to Kyo, like kind of like holding on to Kyo as well, just being like screaming her lungs off. And I just like I looked over and I was like, oh fuck, I think I fucked up. And I was looking at Kyo, and Kyo just looks back at me, just like, he's just laughing his head off, just like trying. And I was dying on that ride. And I felt so bad. And then we got off the ride, and she looked so done. She looked so done with life, and I just looked at her and I was like, Anna, I'm so sorry. I thought that was, I remember it being better than that. And she was like, I'm never trusting you again, Ren. I'm never trusting you again. And I was like, no, please, I'm sorry. And then Kyo was like, he's like, damn, Ren, you're fogged. You're like, how could you do that to? And I was like, no, it wasn't on purpose. And he's like, you totally did that on purpose. And I was like, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. And for the rest of the day, I was trying to like convince Anna to go on like you know, like rides that were very, very, very tame, because I really wanted to redeem myself. I was just like, Anna, you have to believe me. This ride is good. And she's just like, no, Ren, I'm never listening to you again. Oh my god. So yeah, I accidentally traumatized Anna in the off collab. So Anna, I hope you will trust me again one day. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh man. But yeah, so that was pretty much it, I think. And what happened? The next day we went to Shibuya. And that was really fun. We walked, we did the scramble crossing. We walked across it together, which was awesome. There's a couple video games that I've played where the scramble crossing is like featured in it, so it was kind of cool. And I was like, oh my god, I'm in a video game, you know, like it was really cool. We went to Starbucks. Oh, for the whole trip, Aia was just like, Ren, I'm gonna introduce you to a pumpkin spice latte, because I've never had them before. And we finally got to Starbucks, and unfortunately they didn't have a pumpkin spice latte, so I never got to try it. But they did have this cool kind of like sorry. They did have this kind of cool Halloween looking frappe drink. So that was really cool. And it was like all black and gooey and stuff, and it looked like alien material. It was cool. So I got that. It was really yummy. Oh, the day before, sorry, at the end of Disney Sea, I keep forgetting little tiny details. At the end of Disney Sea, we went out for dinner after that, and I was feeling pretty tired by that point, and like I was starting to kind of like get back into the sick kind of mode, but I still wanted to be I still wanted to hang out with everybody, and people wanted to get dinner and stuff. So we went to what did we go to? Like it wasn't a Japanese restaurant, that's for sure. It was like a Red Lobster or something. Some kind of like American restaurant. Because I think they chose that because we needed like enough seats, as well as like food for, because Kyo and I were kind of like difficult to accommodate for food, you know, because I'm mostly vegetarian, and Kyo, like, he's I think he's a little bit picky with what he eats as well. Not because he wants to be or anything, but you know. Fifi, thank you for the headpad. Hello. Fifi, I like your new model, by the way. It looks awesome. Red Lobster is baller? Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I got some, what did I get there? I got, I think it just had like chips and stuff. I had like fish and chips. Yeah. So, anyways, but when I got there, Anna was such a sweetheart. She was just like, she was sticking by me, just being like, Ren, you need to stop talking. You need to like rest your voice and stuff. And she gave me like these like cough drop or like these like soothing like lollies or whatever. You know like the little candies for your voice. She gave me some of those, and I was like, oh, thank you, Anna. And then she walked with me to pharmacy, but the pharmacy was closed, and I was like, oh shit. And she's like, she walked me back to the restaurant, and then she was just like, wait, I'll be right back. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I went and met up with everybody, and then I was just, they're like, where's Anna? And I was like, oh, she went somewhere, I don't know. And then she came back, with like these little like this little drink that helps like your voice and stuff, and she gave it to me, and I was just like, she came back with like a little care package, like you know, to help me feel better that night. And I was like, oh Anna, thank you so much. I was like, what the fuck. She literally just like, and she was gone for like a good like 10 minutes or something, so she went like kind of far to like get me some medicine and make me feel better. And I was just like, I felt so just like cared for, and like very, very, I don't know, I just felt lucky to have such good friends, you know. So yeah, so that was super sweet. And then we just kind of like ate dinner and stuff, and then what happened after that? I think we went home, and that was it for that day. Next day was Shibuya, that's right. And that was really cool, just walking around and stuff. And yeah, it was cool. Kyo and I went shopping together. We went to the what's the 10-9 building. We went to that one, and we did a lot of shopping. And Kyo and I were just looking around for clothes and stuff, and it's mostly girl clothes in there, and we're just like, you know, we're like, where's all the guy stuff? Like, there's nothing we can buy. Yeah, so it was funny. I kept going into the lingerie section, and I would just like, I'd put up like the like I'm so stupid, you guys. I'm so cringy and embarrassing in person. I'm so sorry to anybody who has to be around me, but like, I kept going into the lingerie section, the girl lingerie section, and Kyo would just like look at me, and I'd like bring up like a pair of you know, like some panties, and I'd like put it down to like to that area and just be like, what do you think? And he's just like, man, I fucking hate you. And I'm like, what? These are beautiful. What are you talking? And to be fair, like, they were pretty nice. Like some of them were pretty nice. It was funny. And yeah, we just kind of like oh, we went to the Nintendo store together, Kyo and I, and I was gonna get a Yoshi onesie, but unfortunately they didn't have it in my size. I was too tall. Yeah, if I got it, it probably would have like, you know, like come down to my knees. So it just would have looked like a little kid outfit, you know, like so I was a bit disappointed about that. I was like, damn, but it's okay. After that, Kyo and I went into the Pokemon store, and dude, Kyo's eyes like lit up. Like, it was the most like, he was so like excited to be in there, like probably the most I'd seen him on the entire trip. Like he was so happy to be in the Pokemon store, and I was like walking around with him, just like showing him these stuff, and you know, I'd be like, yeah, I'd like show him a plushie, and he'd just like grab it from my hand and just be like, yep, I'm buying this. And then he had like 3 plushies by the end of the thing, and then he's just like, maybe I don't need to buy all of this stuff. And I was just like, I'm like, okay, which one is your favorite? You know, like which one are we gonna, you know, like what you know, what do you think you could part with and stuff? And then he finally, I think he got like a, what did he get? I think he got like a Dratini or something. Yeah, because his favorite Pokemon is Dragonair. He loves Dragonair. Oh my god, and before everyone in ILUNA got there, I was looking so hard for a Dragonair for Kyo, but I couldn't find one. I could find like a little sticker, but I wanted like a plushie, and I couldn't find one for him, unfortunately. But he did see the Dratini there, and he got that one, so. Oh, that's another thing. So yeah, so I mentioned before that I got little presents for everyone in ILUNA, and Aya got us all presents too. Aya gave me a little hat, a little cowboy hat that had like horns on it, and it was so cute. And then I put it on my head, and it was like a tiny little hat, and I'm just like, yeehaw, brother. Hell yeah, brother. It was awesome. But I got what did I get for everybody? So I got the girls matching keychains, like little plushie keychains of the Sanrio characters that they really like. So I gave that to them, and oh yeah, I got Aster, because Aster's, I was trying to find something for Aster, and something like star related, and there was this like gacha machine or something that had like these little star characters in it, and I tried so hard to get it for so long, and I got like a bunch of duplicates and stuff that weren't the right one, and I'm just like, shit. And then finally I got like the star ones, and I also went up to there's a sky tower somewhere in Tokyo. What was it called? Uwumedia? No. Some kind of sky tower that I went up to. And I checked that out, and then there were some star things up there as well. The sky tree. Yeah, the sky tree. So I went up there, and there were some star things as well. So I got him like a combination of different things. I was gonna try to get all the guys, like the Moon Brothers, matching little Yoshi eggs that I found in the Nintendo store, but unfortunately they had green, light blue, which is perfect for Kyo, so I got that one, and then they had yellow, and I was like, no, why don't they have purple? If they had purple, that would have been perfect. I was like, well, I guess Aster has yellow, you know, but I thought that it didn't match perfectly. So I ended up getting the stars for Aster, and then Kyo and I have matching Yoshi egg little keychain things, and they've got little colored Yoshis inside them as well. It was so funny in the place that Aster and I were staying. Like Kyo was taking a shower, right? And while he was in the shower, I gave Aster his present, and he was just like, oh, thank you so much, and he really liked it. And then I was like, where's Kyo? And he's like, oh, he's having a shower right now. And I was like, oh, I've got the perfect idea. I'll just put the little Yoshi egg outside his door, outside the door of the shower, so when he comes out, he'll just see the little Yoshi egg there, and he'll be like, what the fuck? And anyways, I was in the room with Aster. I heard Kyo come out of the shower, and he just like walked out of the shower. And then I walked down to see if he had picked it up. The Yoshi egg was still on the fucking floor where I had left it, so he literally just stepped over it. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I noticed he was in the bathroom. He went to the bathroom. And then I picked up the Yoshi egg again, and then I put the Yoshi egg at the entrance of the bathroom door. And then and then I went up back to Aster, and then he came out, and he didn't say anything. He just picked it up, and then he didn't even say anything to me. And I was like, did you get your present later? And he's just like, yeah, you thought you were being smooth with that shit, you know, just leaving at the doors. And he's like, oh, by the way, when I first came out of the shower, like I pretty much tripped on that shit. So my gift almost killed Kyo, I guess. Like he almost slipped and hit his head on the wall or something. Yeah, he's like, you're not slick. It's so funny. Kyo can't take, he can't take, like, you know, like, what is it? Like love or affection. Oh my gosh. No, but you guys, I had such a good time on this trip. It was a big trip, long trip. finally home now. I feel like that was too long. Honestly, it was too long to go without you guys, without the Renvaderz and streaming. Like you know, like next time I hope that if I do a trip like that, like it's a little less, because I was really missing you guys. I was really just like, I was happy at least that I had some you know, some cool little surprises, like with Super Duper release and the off collab in general. But I missed you guys, and I'm so glad to finally be back. Thank you so much for all your patience with me, and yeah, I hope that my voice can go back to 100% normal within the next couple days. Tomorrow we've got a piano stream, which means that I don't have to talk very much. I can just play music for you guys, which I've really been missing, actually, playing music in general. This whole trip, like, it got to a point in the trip where I was seriously considering going to a music store and just buying a new instrument, like a small one I could bring back home. That's how much I was missing music, and just yeah, just pouring myself into that. So yeah, so we got that tomorrow, and I will thank Supas, if not tomorrow, then I guess the next day. But thank you everybody so much for the warm welcome back. I love you guys very much. And oh, an instrument, so you didn't end up getting one? No, I didn't end up getting one in the end, unfortunately. Drink a lot of hot water? I will. Thank you, Yoi. Thank you so much for the super. Thank you, Noina. Thank you. Yoi, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. Sai, thank you so much. You guys enjoy Sick Voice Ren while you've got him, because hopefully it'll be going soon. This is me when I'm sick. I hate being sick. It makes me seem like I'm sad. I'm not sad. Okay? I'm not sad. Moiso-chan, thank you so much for the super. Selling Me, thank you so much for the super as well. Thank you, thank you. And Asti, thank you so much for the super. If I've forgotten any little stories from this trip, I'm sure I can go over them in a future stream anyways. But yeah, I think I hit most of the points there. It was really good. Oh, and my orange shorts, you guys. Okay, I almost forgot. Numnim, thank you so much for the super. Wanaru, thank you so much. Ploy, thank you so much. My orange shorts. I finally showed them off to the rest of ILUNA, okay? Mari had seen them before. And Mari said that they weren't very good. She said they were very bright. The last day that we hung out, me and ILUNA, on this trip, I specifically packed my orange shorts, not to wear them throughout the day, but just to show them, you know, just to wear them once and just kind of and change instantly, okay? I jumped up on, like, I went to Aster's room and I jumped up on his bed and just like jumped like over on top of him while wearing the orange shorts. And he was just like, he's like, whoa, what the? And he's like, oh, those are the legendary orange shorts. And I was like, what do you think? And he was like, honestly, they're not as bad as I thought they would be. Like, honestly, they're okay. You know, like, he thought they were going to be like bright orange, like super saturated. No, they're kind of faded, you know? They're classy orange. Yeah, yeah. And then when I showed Kyo, like, I just kind of walked past him in the kitchen, just kind of like giving him this like, you know, that kind of look. I was just kind of looking over at him. And then he's just like, he just looked over at me and he's just like, I know what you're doing right now. I know what you're doing right now. You're showing off those orange shorts of yours, aren't you? Finally, and I'm like, what do you think? Do you like them? They're not that bad, right? And then he was like, he also agreed that they weren't that bad. He thought that they were okay. He's just like, you know what? I thought they were gonna be a lot worse. He was like, it's still prison drip. He's like, but at least, you know, like, at least they're not as bright as I thought they were gonna be. No, it's not cap. It's not cap, chat. Okay, ask anyone. This is all true. I felt justified in my orange shorts after that. The only person that when I showed Aya and Scarle later, Scarle just kind of giggled and she was just like, oh my gosh, the orange shorts. She just kind of like smiled and was just like I don't know. Aya literally was like, I was like, okay, they're not as bad as I thought they were gonna be, but my god, like, don't you iron your clothes? Because they were so crinkly. And I was like, Aya, I wasn't gonna wear these like for the actual day. I literally just packed these so I could show you guys. And she's like, yeah, but you could have at least like ironed them or something. Like, they're so crinkly. And I'm like, they're crinkly because I don't wear them anymore because you guys roasted me so hard. They were pretty wrinkly, yeah. But you guys, they finally saw the orange shorts and I felt validated. You know what? My fashion choices aren't as bad as everybody says. Hopefully. I'm telling you guys, usually I don't even really wear that much color. When I do wear color though, you know, like I want it, you know, it's the look. You know what I mean? It's the look. She said it's ugly? Well, maybe she was just talking about the color then. Maybe she was saying the color wasn't as bad as I thought, but... Look, Aya is always gonna try to give me some trouble for the orange shorts, you know, like... But I'm just gonna say, I felt pretty justified with the reaction, you know, like people, you know, like nobody was vomiting, nobody was just being like, oh my god, Ren, what are those? You know, like, people, they kind of like paused, looked at him and was just like, okay. And for me, that was good enough. That was good enough. She said they were crinkly Cheetos bag-esque. Aw, come on. They were cool. They were cool. But it's alright. It's alright. All of ILUNA have finally seen them now, so... all good. Oh my gosh. So you guys, that is that. Thank you guys so much for coming and for the very warm welcome back. I really missed you guys. Wanaru, thank you so much. Mana, thank you so much. Vic, thank you so much. I'm sure I'll be back to 100% very soon. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to streaming again with you guys and just, yeah, things going back to normal. And yeah, thank you guys so much for all of the support. You know, all of your kind words and messages while I was gone. All of the cute art of people just like drawing, you know, day by day, you know, like literally updating every single day, like day 1 without Ren, day 2 without Ren. You guys are so sweet and so kind, and yeah, it just makes me feel like very, very lucky that I've got such incredible you know, viewers that, you know, even if I'm away for a long time, like I know that you guys will be there for me when I come back. Like that is just like, you know, that amount of, that feeling of support is it never goes unnoticed from me. I'm very, very grateful, and very, very happy to be back, because I really fucking missed you. And yeah, looking forward to a lot of fun streams coming up. Thank you guys so much, And I will see you tomorrow for some piano playing. I've missed playing instruments for you guys, missed serenading you guys in the background. I hope that you'll be there and we can have some fun together. So, alright, you guys, catch you later. I'm going to go now, get something to eat, and yeah, talk to you later. Bye bye. See you later. Mwah. I'm home. Bye bye.